Trojans?
All right, yeah, tough news on Gino. Lower leg injury, will miss the rest of the season. Hate it for him. He's really done an outstanding job, become a part of our rotation, valuable member, and you know, he's in good spirits. He's gonna fight back. We'll get him fixed up, and look forward to having him back. He's going to be a big part of the future of the offensive line and the teams here, but unfortunately just won't be on the field here the rest of the season. So need some other guys to step up, and we'll look forward to those guys doing so. With that, we'll go questions.
As a fellow offensive guy, what stands out about Troy Taylor's scheme?
And they're, you know, they very, very adaptable. It's fun to watch. You know, we watched him before, different spots he's been. He's always done a great job and very creative. Does a good job of mix in both the run and throw game. Throws a lot of different looks at you, and has continued to, I think, evolve as time has went on, and he continued to find ways to create advantages for his guys. So I certainly respect a lot of what he's seen.
2 games in, have you noticed a difference with the new
maybe one possession a game, right? I mean, there's at times you look up and there's a little more off the clock than you feel, but I don't think it's as drastic as everybody's making it out to be. Am I in favor of it? Probably not. I think we got a great product. I think less of it is not good. I mean, it's, you know, we don't play 20-something games, but do I think it's like a huge deal that's like some game-altering decision? Not really. It's, I think, just a lot of people have opinions on it, and I get it, but at the end of the day, I think here in a few weeks nobody will be talking about it. It probably won't ever be talked about again.
And that was a quick turnaround. What do you remember from recruiting David?
Yeah, you're right. It was quick. So got to know him pretty quick. He's a neat kid, really smart kid, and yeah, got a chance to get around him there a little bit. Thought he was a really talented player, and it's been no surprise to me to see that he's done well at Stanford. You know, I think the athletic kid obviously came out of a great program, and you know, has a lot of goals, both from what I remember, both kind of inside the game and outside of the game. So yeah, no, we thought he would have been a great fit here, but he's obviously done a great job at Stanford, and had a great first game against Hawaii.
Any concern about the penalty numbers through 2 weeks?
Penalty numbers aren't the story. It's the kind of penalties. You know, we've had a few aggressive penalties that you know, I think we'll clean up. We've had a few, you know, kind of what we call administrative penalties, a few unforced errors, some of the false starts, a few of those things that have obviously got to get corrected. So not the numbers, but a few too many unforced errors. They're going to have to get better as the season goes on, as we get the conference.
Is that it?
I'm quiet today.
How was 40 feel?
Yeah, like 39.
Just because he wasn't at the game Saturday, is there anything what?
Yeah, he's looking at the possibility of redshirting. That's, you know, part of the world right now. We'll see what happens. You know, I mean, I could still certainly foresee him being a big part of the team this year. You never know week to week, you know, and you never know as the years go on and different opportunities present themselves. So he's going to continue to work. We're going to continue to develop him like crazy. I still believe he's got an outstanding skill set that fits us in a lot of ways. And you know, it's like, I compare it to just, you know, you see guys make kind of big changes, and the transition for him was and is a big change, and it's not always perfect in the beginning, and I think a chance to continue to improve and work on those skills and get better as a player is, you know, he's got to make the most of this time, and then when the opportunity presents itself, whether it's this year or next year, be as ready as he possibly can be.
Does Saturday's inside linebacker play change anything in your mind as far as reps going forward?
Well, it's a competition, and those guys played well, and both, you know, really Shane and Rajon ended up with the majority of snaps and played well, and certainly made their case for why they should continue to be, you know, continue to play. And you know, I think it was the two cleanest games we've had as an inside linebacker core here. I mean, the two cleanest performances individually that we've had to this point. And so, yeah, I mean, when you get an opportunity and you show something, you earn the right to continue to compete. You earn the right to continue to gain reps. And so, yeah, I mean, I like it because I think we got a handful of guys in the room that can play, and I think they all know it, and they're going to have to compete hard against one another to be one of the two guys that's out there for us.
assess the play at 2 minute drill at the end of the first half of both games?
Well, it was terrible in the first game, and then offensively we fumbled. So offense has been awful. Defense bad in the first game, and about as good as you could possibly do in the second game. So especially with the fumbled snap, and when offensively had a good drive going, and obviously had the fumbled snap. It was a huge stop by the defense to really make a big deal there. I know I addressed that after the game. So it's going to be big. It's going to be important. There's going to be a lot of games decided by that, especially now. If the clock does, even if you're one possession a game less, that's gonna shrink the game, even if it's not in a huge way like we talked about before. By nature, that you're going to create probably a few more tight games at the end, and some of those instances where 2 minute offense or defense is going to decide who ends up winning the game. So something that's got to get better here.
You said the offensive line was a little bit more steady after Saturday. Now with Gino out for the rest of the season, how do you think that group is going to be shaping up?
Well, I mean, we started a little bit different group the other day. I mean, it hurts losing Gino. I mean, Gino's a really good player and a very valuable member. Now we do have other guys that can step in there and play and have played well. So yeah, I mean, I think it puts some more opportunities on the shoulders of Kingston and Pregnon and Alani and some of those guys inside that need to step up and go take it. And we suspect that they will. But obviously, yeah, it's one guy less that you'd like to have.
Let's do one more.
With Zachariah, obviously we've seen what he can do as a return member. He's already got some receiving percentage as well. What do you see his role kind of growing throughout the season as a receiver, not just on the special team?
It just depends how consistent he is. I mean, we've got some depth in that room, but he's obviously played a lot of offensive snaps here in the first few games. So he's a weapon. And the more he continues to grow, the more he's able to put on display that he's able to do, the better we're going to be, the more we're going to be able to use him. And so, kind of like any guy out there, he's got capability of great plays, and we've seen some of that already. But his consistency will tell the tale of how many snaps he truly gets.